going to see how to make this beautiful doily pattern. It's a very beautiful and easy project. So let's get started. So for this project I have taken some 4-ply acrylic yarn in green and white, 2mm crochet hook, scissor and tapestry needle. First I am going to make a slip knot. Now we are going to chain 5. 1, 2, 3, 4 and 5. Now we will make a slip stitch into the first chain. Now we are going to work into this loop. So first chain 3, which counts as a double crochet, and again we will make a double crochet into the same place, then chain 1, then again we will work 2 double crochets into the same space, then chain 1, then again we will make 2 double crochets, then chain 1, then 1 double crochet. So we have made 2 double crochets, chain 1, 2 double crochets, chain 1 and 1 double crochet. Now to start the next round we will chain 3 and turn our work. Then into this chain 1 space we are going to work double crochet, chain 1 and 2 double crochets. Then we will chain 1 and into the next chain 1 space we are going to work a puff stitch. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So we have pulled the yarn through this chain 1 space 4 times. Now we are going to yarn over and pull the yarn through all these loops. Then we will close this puff stitch. Then we will chain 1 and into the next chain 1 space we are going to work 2 double crochets, chain 1 and 1 double crochet. So we have finished this round. For the next round, chain 3, turn your work into this chain 1 space, double crochet, chain 1 and 2 double crochets. Then we are going to chain 1 and work a puff stitch in this space. So pull the yarn through the space 5 times and 5, then pull through all the loops, then close, then chain 1, then we will make a puff stitch in this space. 2, 3, 4, 5, then we will close and chain 1, and into this chain 1 space we will work 2 double crochets, chain 1 and 1 double crochet. Then we are going to chain 3 and turn our work, and into the chain 1 space we work a double crochet, chain 1 and 2 more double crochets. Then we are going to chain 1 and make a puff stitch into this space. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Pull through all loops, close, then chain 1. Then we will make a puff stitch into this space, that is between these two puff stitches. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Through all loops, close, chain 1. Then we will make another puff stitch into this space. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Pull through all loops, close, chain 1. Then into this next chain 1 space, I am going to work 2 double crochets, chain 1 and 1 double crochet. So we have finished this round. So you can see we have been increasing this puff stitches in each round. So first we are having 1, then 2, then 3. So like this we are going to keep on increasing till we have 9 puff stitches in the row. So I'm going to continue with this. I'll meet you at the end of that round. So now I'm having 9 puff stitches here. You can see 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 and 9. So now we are going to continue with the decrease rounds. For that, chain 3, turn your work into the first chain 1 space. We are going to work double crochet, chain 1 and 2 double crochets. Then chain 1. Now since we are going to decrease, we are going to skip this space and work a puff stitch into this space. So first puff stitch, close, chain 1. Then we will continue puff stitches in this row. 4, 5, pass through all loops, close, chain 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, pass through all loops, close, chain 1, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, pass through all loops, close, chain 1, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, pass through all loops, close, chain 1, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, pass through all loops, close, chain 1, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, pass through all loops, close, chain 1, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, pass through all loops, close, chain 1. Now we are going to skip this space. We are not going to make a puff stitch here. We are straight away going to this chain 1 space and we will make 2 double crochets, chain 1 and 1 double crochet. So in this row we have made our decrease. So we are having 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 puff stitches. So like this we will continue. So to chain 1 space, 1 double crochet, chain 1, again 2 double crochets, then chain 1. We are going to skip this space and make a puff stitch into the next one. Like this I am going to continue this row. I'll meet you at the end. So now here we are going to skip this space. We will go into this chain 1 space and work 2 double crochet, chain 1, then 1 double crochet. So here we have 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 puff stitches. So like this we will keep on decreasing until we have 1 puff stitch in 1 row. So I will continue this and meet you at that row. So here I have finished till the row where we have only 1 puff stitch. I am going to continue. So I am going to turn our work, make a slip stitch into the top of this double crochet, then chain 1, then I'm straight away going into this chain 1 space and make a slip stitch, chain 1, and I'm going to cut off the yarn. So now you can see we have finished the center part of our doily. Now we will continue with the next round. So next we are going to join the white yarn. So we finished our previous round here. So here I'm going to join. I'm going to make a puff stitch in the same space. So pull slightly. So this is 1 loop, 2, 3, 4, 5. Pull through all loops, close. Then we will chain 1, make another puff into the same space. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Pull through all loops, close, and we will chain 1. Now we will repeat this same thing into this double crochet. So here you can see this double crochet. So we will make 2 puff stitches here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Pull through all loops, close, chain 1, then again into the same stitch. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Pull through all loops, close, then chain 1. Then we will do the same into this double crochet here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, chain 1, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Then chain 1. Then we will repeat the same to this next double crochet. So that's our first puff stitch. Chain 1, second puff stitch into the same space. Close, chain 1. So like this we are going to make 2 puffs in every double crochet space. So I'll meet you at this end. So here I am at the end. I'm going to work 2 puff stitches into this double crochet space. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So first puff stitch, chain 1, then again a puff stitch into the same space. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So that's our next puff stitch, then chain 1. Then we will do 2 puff stitches into this space. We will do 2 puff stitches. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Chain 1, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Chain 1. Then we will repeat the same. So into this double crochet space we will do 2 puff stitches. 5, chain 1, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Chain 1. So like this we will repeat until here. So here we are at the end of the round. I'm going to finish this off by making a slip stitch into this chain 1 space. Slip stitch, then I'm going to chain 1. So for the next round I'm going to work 2 petals, that is 2 puff stitches into this space. So pull the yarn. So this is 1, 2, 3, 4 and 5. Chain 1, then again another puff stitch. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Now after this puff stitch I'm not going to chain 1. You are going to go directly in between these next two puff stitches and make 2 puff stitches again. So 1, chain 1, another into the same space. So 2 puff stitches. I'm not going to chain 1. Then I'm going to go in between the next 2 puffs So here in this space we are going to make 2 puff stitches. So like this we will continue. So 2 puff stitches in the chain 1 space, then we won't chain 1 here, then we will continue the same and finish this round. So here I have finished the second round. So for the next round, so here I'm in the middle of these 2 puffs. I'm going to chain 1, make 2 puff stitches into the same space. So 1, chain 1, then another into the same space. Then we are going to chain 1 and make 2 puff stitches in between these 2 here. So 1 puff stitch, then chain 1 and another into the same space. Then we are going to chain 1 and again 2 puff stitches in between these 2. So 1, then chain 1, another into the same space. Then we are going to chain 1, 2 puff stitches in between these 2. Chain 1, another into the same space. Then we will chain 1 and continue the same. So I'm going to continue the same pattern and work 3 more rounds including this one. So at the end we will be having 5 rounds. So I'll meet you at the end of round 5. So now you can see I have finished the 5 rounds. So 1, 2, 3, 4 and 5. Now we will continue with our next round again with this neon green. So I'm going to join between any of these 2 puff stitches. So I'm going to join here, chain 1, then I'm going to make 1 puff stitch in the same space. So close the first stitch, then chain 1, then we are going to work 2 puff stitch in this chain 1 space. close, chain 1, another puff stitch into the same space. So we have 3 puff stitch here. We are going to chain 1 and turn this. We are going to work 1 single crochet into the chain 1 space. Then we will work 1 puff stitch, close, chain 1, then into the next space another puff stitch, so we have 2 in this row. Then we are going to chain 1, again turn, single crochet into the chain 1 space, then again we will work 1 puff stitch into the same space. Close. So we have 3, 2 and 1. Now I'm going to chain 5, slip stitch into the base of this puff stitch. So here I'm going to make a slip stitch. Again we will chain 5, slip stitch in here, again chain 5, slip stitch in this space. So we are going to repeat this same pattern. I'm going to make a single crochet in between these 2 puff stitches. Then we will work 1 puff stitch here, then chain 1, 2 puff stitch into this space, close, chain 1, another puff stitch into the same space, close, then chain 1, turn the work, single crochet into the chain 1 space, then puff stitch into the same space. Then chain 1, puff stitch into the next space. Close, chain 1, turn the work again, single crochet into the chain 1 space, then puff stitch into the same space. So close, chain 5, slip stitch into the base of the first puff stitch, and again chain 5, slip stitch in this base, again chain 5, slip stitch into the first row. Then we will continue. We will make a single crochet between these 2 puff stitches. I will continue with the same pattern. So here we are going to continue this step throughout this round, and I'll meet you at this end. So here I'm at the end of this round. I have made chain 5 and slip stitch. Now I'm going to make a slip stitch into this very first chain 1 space. I'm going to cut off the yarn, finish it off. I'm going to hide all the yarn tails with the tapestry needle. So our doily is now ready. Hope you guys liked this video tutorial. So hit the like button, leave a comment, share with your friends and subscribe to my channel for more videos. Thank you guys. Bye bye.